Hello, welcome to my channel. In this episode, we are going to look at how to design this half rounded splitted circle like this in Photoshop. And after that, you're going to use that to design a birthday flyer like what you're seeing on your screens. Let's move on to Photoshop and then start. Now this is a thumbnail layer or background. I'm going to delete this one and then hit for new and then create another layer. I'm going for 1080 by 1080 pixels. 1080. And then I'll hit on create. Now immediately you're done with hitting create, you move on to the ellipse tool or where the rectangle tool is. You right click and select what we call ellipse and then you draw by hitting shift on your keyboard so that you get a perfect circle. Make sure that the fill is selected. I'm going for black and then the stroke, I'm going to set it off. I'll come back again and then enlarge this circle to make it fit and bigger. We are here to divide this one. So move on to the layer panel. You select the ellipse, you right click, and then you rasterize the layer. After rasterizing the layer, you move on to your brush tool here, and then you select the first brush tool that we always use in Photoshop. Then you check on top here, opacity 100, flow 100, smoothing 100. Then you come to this last part and then you right click or you left click any of them. You see the last portion here, which is mandala. You hit on that mandala. Then we have 3 written over here. You clear it off and you type in 8 because I want 8 symmetry. Then okay. Then you click on check. So now once the brush tool is selected, you hit on Ctrl Z. Then we have this one over here. So while this is selected, you hit on shift. But before you hit on shift, you have to make sure that it is aligned perfectly. Okay, let's come back to the brush tool. And then we go back to this place. Mandala symmetry. We want 8. Okay. Then you select this. But let's stretch it to fit. Good. Now it's fit over in. Then we mark this particular place. Now, after marking, what are we going to do again? We are going to ensure that our color here is selected to white, which I have already selected. And then we hit on the shift key on our keyboard and hit on the top point over here and then the middle point here. Now we have this line cut automatically. And this is the simplest method that I used. Some people will go back again and be using different method, but this is the simplest one. Once you are done with this one, you come to this particular place here and you select the magic wand tool or you hit on the W, then you hit on the white space in between the shapes. You see all of them will be selected. Then you hit on your backspace. Boom, everything is deleted. How do we know that it's deleted? Okay, let me change the background color of this. Let me unlock it and then change the background color. Let me go for, I'm going for white. No, red. Good. Now you see, you're able to see everything here, and that is it. So with this one, we are going to separate each layer from the circle. So we come back again and then select, right click on this polygonal lasso tool, and then we draw around like this, like what I'm doing. You make sure that the layer is selected. Okay, now you hit on Ctrl X and then Ctrl V. With this, you're able to move only this one instead of the whole splitted circle. So now we have this, and then you do same for the rest. Let me do the second one. We come back to our polygonal lasso tool. We hit here, send it straight to this portion here. You take your time and then you do that. Control X and then Control V. This is also cut. So we do same for. Stay tuned as I quickly do that. Alright, so I'm done cutting or splitting these particular shapes separately. You can see that we can move each shape the way we want. So the next thing is that we're going to group all the ellipses. We hit on Control and then select all the layers and hit Control G. Control G to group them, and this gives us this circular motion. You can just play this to the other side and then group them. The next thing is to use this in our design. I'll come back again here, bring in my first element, place embedded, search through this document here and the first file, hit on place. Now the image is in, you enlarge it to fit our layer. We move on to the filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then make sure that it is blurred, and then okay. Now we can now put in our images. I'm going to select that of this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The rest, I'm not going to do that. So the first one here, I'll hit on File, Place Embedded, setting my first image, which is this place, clip mask, so you continue on clipping mask till you get all the images you want to fit inside of this. So I'm in the process of doing that. In order not to waste our time, I'm going to pause this and then continue with that. So we clip mask the last one, and then we are going to get our image fixed in. You ensure that this fits like this, and then okay. Now for the rest, I'm not going to use any image. I'm just going to make sure that the layer is off. This one too is off, and then this one too is off. Then I'll bring in the main image, far, place embedded, select this particular picture here, and then place embedded as well. So that one is going to be here, but it's having a background. I have to take off the background image in order to make sure I can use this one. So I'll just right click here and then come to rasterize the layer and then remove background. It's automatically going to take off the background, and let's state. So now we are done taking off the background, and we are going to enlarge this since it has selected it. So just will be right here, and then come back to so we come back here and then change this gradient to overlay. The gradient overlay, you're going to select, I have my gradient layer overlay selected already, and which is this. I'll hit on OK. Okay. Now this image here, I'll come to blending mode and select the best one that I prefer. So I'm going in for this. Okay, let me change. Coming for another one. Okay. This is not bad. So what you have to do is to add our text to the layers. Text. And then type our text. Happy birthday. Rectangle 2, and then draw this rectangle shape. Change the color from white to green. So after we are done, then we type in our text, and that is Honorable John Dumelo. Control J. We make sure that it's right on top of the layer, and the color is set to black. Honorable John Dumelo, and this is just a tutorial, okay, and this is not any contract that I got from John Dumelo. I just decided to do this for us to learn more using Photoshop. The last one is our ellipse tool. We'll draw a perfect by holding Shift and then change the color here to yellow. Let me pick the correct yellow. Good. Let me zoom and then type in the date of birth, which is February 3rd. Control J. Then we duplicate this text and then write our text. February 3rd. Then we put in this, and then we have our simple design and a birthday wish for our Honorable John DeMello. And thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit on the notification bell. We are going to be doing more of this. Bye bye.